Welcome to the Health Code Podcast. I'm Sarah, otherwise known as Sarah's Day, and I'm a health and fitness YouTuber.
And I'm Kurt, professional photographer and content creator, or also known as Sarah's boyfriend.
We're here to help you crack the code to a healthy and fit lifestyle.
We're going to be talking all things health, fitness, relationship, lifestyle, and career.
So it's time to grab your code books because we're about to spill some serious tips.
Really? That sounds so bitchy. I've hit the record button. We are recording.
Oh my gosh. I feel like really stressed because we really have to smash this out in 45 minutes. Legit. We have no room for error. And even though all of our podcasts are they're unedited, this is just we have to get a podcast in right now because we have no time. Our weekly wrap is going to be insane now.
Okay, so I'm going to start it off. Welcome back to the Health Code.
I think you should take it out. It's a really good lispy.
Nah, who cares? It's all about the real content for the people.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
I have got, weekly wrap. Let's hit the button.
Okay, you go first.
Weekly wrap!
Yeah!
This week, I got Invisalign.
Woo!
Yay!
So exciting. If you guys missed it, I surprised Kurt, and that was my Christmas present? Birthday present to him back in, last year.
On my birthday, December the 7th.
Yeah.
And, only just started it. Hence why the lisp. It's a little bit awkward, I'm going to admit, but...
I have to confident and normal question you.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't hurt that much. Everyone was saying, it's going to hurt for the first week, and then it's it just feels like a mouth guard. I have a mouth guard in my mouth. It doesn't feel that bad at all.
Is it really tight? Is it pulling?
It is, yeah, it's pulling tight, but you just get used to it. The only problem is I do have a bit of a lisp.
Yeah.
Hence why I'm struggling right now to talk.
I feel like when you concentrate, it's okay, but when you get really tired, that's when the lisp gets a little bit more noticeable.
Yeah,
but it's
that's
okay.
very true.
I'm so excited to see what your teeth look like
I know.
straight. And that's the thing, I decided to give Kurt that as a present because that was one thing he was quite self-conscious about, and it totally was not me being you need to get your teeth done. It was just it had come up in conversation a few times, and he was I've always been a little bit self-conscious about my smile. So
I don't like smiling in photos. I hate being in front of the camera. I absolutely hate it.
My heart.
Which is quite ironic because I'm a photographer. But yeah.
Oh, you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, what else has happened in this week is I got a new car as well.
Oh my God. Well, no. You are getting a new car.
Okay, hence why we're rushing because we've got to go down the coast for a Mazda event. I'm getting a Mazda CX-5. I'm so excited about it.
I'm so excited for you because you guys, Kurt's car, you don't know this. This was kind of okay, when we first met, I was really attracted to you because you had a ute. I was like, oh my gosh, you're a tradie. For those Americans listening, they don't call it tradies. It's basically just a labor.
Carpenter.
A carpenter.
A builder.
A builder. So he had a ute. So I was like, oh my God, what a man. But then when I got in the ute, I was like, I can't live like this. The seatbelt was sticky and gross. Your light doesn't work.
Right, guys. It's a four-wheel drive. It's a bloke's car.
No.
It's built to go off-road.
It's not.
She's ready.
It's not built for the princess girls. And even worse, it doesn't have a mirror on the flip down.
Bloke car, like I said. So Get out of my car.
So thank you, Mazda, for taking on Kurt because I'm so excited.
I'm excited. We're going down the coast and we're going to shoot some fun content, so it should be a really good time. Yeah, which we're leaving in about 45 minutes. So, exciting times.
Super
exciting.
exciting.
What have you been up to this week, Cezzy?
The best thing that happened to me was I found out about my cervix.
Yes.
So just a really quick recap. Last year I found out I had cervical dysplasia, so SYN3, and basically that means that a lot of my cervix had abnormal cells on it, which means basically I was kind of at the point before I could get cervical cancer, so it was quite serious. And I went to my gynecologist and he was basically like, the only option really you have is to get the LEEP procedure, which is where they slice it off. So I kind of begged, can I please see if I can heal this naturally? And while he was kind of against it, he was like, look, I'll give you 3 months and then you can come back and we'll do the whole procedure again where we check you, we do the biopsy, the colposcopy, la la la.
And when you went back for the second one, he was still very skeptical.
Yeah, so I've had 2 rounds and I convinced him twice to just let me try to heal myself. And, I'm all for balancing Western medicine and also utilizing the Earth's medicine and, utilizing Chinese medicine, natural medicine. Anyway, so for the last year, probably 6 months or so, 6 months? I'm not very good at math. Yeah, like 5 months.
Yeah.
For the last 5 months, I've honestly been living my day-to-day life to try to heal my cervix. So morning and night, I've been doing really specific practices, taking supplements, changing my food, changing my lifestyle, just doing like little things to try to heal it. Yeah. And last week, I got a call from my gynecologist because my final results came back, and it was kind of the point where he was either going to heavily weigh on me to say, you need to go get surgery, or give me the tick of approval, which he kind of said, Sarah, you're going to have to go get surgery. So as I was about to walk out the door to go to my final appointment, he called me and he was like, hey, I just want to save you the trouble of coming in and like wasting your time and wasting your money to have an appointment with me. And I was like, okay. And he said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but congratulations, you've pretty much reversed your cervix.
Oh, amazing.
I just started crying and I was like, what? Is this a joke? And he's like, look, you're not out of the woods yet. You still are low grade, so SIN 1.
Yeah.
But in a lot of women, that means that their bodies can fight it off naturally. So obviously, going forward, my plan is to do exactly what I'm doing now, take the same supplements, take the same food. And I actually can't believe it. And while I'm like the biggest advocate of natural medicine and healing yourself and, the power of prayer and positivity, in the back of my mind, I really didn't think I could do this one.
I couldn't believe it. When you told me, I was like, that is so incredible that you've done that. The amount of like late nights and like tears and everything that's gone into this, and you've committed 100%. I'm so proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Yeah, I called my mum and she was crying, and I called my dad and Kurt, and Kurt was so sad. Yeah. Happy sad, but like...
Happy sad, of course.
So moving forward, I definitely will do like a YouTube. Are you getting sad?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm excited for you.
You're so lovely. Thank you. And that's the thing. I felt really sad for my family and Kurt because when it happened... Oh, Kurt.
I'm good.
I got really sad because everyone was really worried about me, and I didn't want people to worry, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and heal myself naturally, and I obviously wanted to still be really cautious and go to my gynecologist and do everything right. Yeah, but I was like, I'm going to do it, and I did it. So moving forward, I will do like a dedicated YouTube video, or if you guys want us to do a podcast, and I'll tell you everything that I did. And like,
I'd like to question you on it. I think it'd be good on the podcast as well.
Because
I think you should
definitely
YouTube that as well.
I will. So sorry, that's okay. That's that.
No, that's good. It's exciting. That was probably the most exciting news we've had all year. So
100%. Like, and it's crazy because like, we're getting a puppy and we bought a house and all this crazy exciting stuff is happening. But when it comes to your health, it's like moments like that you really realize what's important. Because, I'm excited for our dog and I'm excited to move. But when I found out that I'd healed, basically healed my cervix, I just cried of happiness for like...
And it's something that you preach and live by. So it's really nice and really inspiring that...
Yeah. And thank you everyone for like all your prayers and your lovely so DMs. Nice, like it really means so much to me. And and that really helped. I felt really supported throughout the journey. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. I also launched my fruit and nut mix and I got surprised. So... Long story short is Kurt was like, we have to go out to breakfast to meet our friend Tanika, who's helping me organize my event to launch Sweat It Reload, which, by the way, that's my new ebook, my fitness ebook, launching on the 12th. So we rocked up. I had no idea what was going on. I looked up at our table. There's a huge bunch of flowers with my fruit and nut mix popping out of the flowers. And then I get past a random menu, like a food menu. By the way, we were at the Blackwood Pantry Cafe, which is my favorite cafe up the road from our apartment.
In Cronulla. It's amazing.
In Cronulla. Yeah. If you guys watch my Insta stories and you see that I get the falafels and like the poached egg, that's where it's from. I basically go there twice a week. But anyway, so they passed me a menu and it had like my Sarah's Day writing on it and my scribble handwriting saying like Sarah's Day spirulina bowl with fruit and nut mix. I was like, what? So... Loving Earth had been corresponding with Tanika and Kurt and surprised me, and they came up to Sydney and they basically like hacked my favorite cafe and made it like a Sarah's Day surprise, and
it was so cool.
It was amazing.
How like vibrant were the blue bowls?
I know.
What were they?
Blue. It was called like the Blue Dragon.
Yeah, Blue Dragon. That's it. Yeah.
Blue spirulina.
Yeah.
So for that whole day, everyone could come and order my fruit and nut mix like as a part of their breakfast.
That was so much fun.
Oh my gosh,
that was hilarious.
And that was the day after I found out about my cervix. So I feel like my life is just peaking. I'm just in the best mood ever. So that was that. And then obviously the rest of the days I'm just working on my ebook and my event, just like so much organizing to do.
The event as well. It's
Yes.
sold out in 15 seconds. How stoked are you about that?
I know. I am really stoked, but I feel bad because I wish.
Yeah.
I want my goal, obviously, this is no secret. I want to travel around Australia and America and meet every single person who follows my channel.
Yeah,
like that is
so
my
cool.
goal.
That'd be so cool.
But it's just like finding the time, and it's like planning a wedding.
Yeah, this is a massive thing. And for those of you who got tickets,
Congrats.
it's gonna be so much fun. Like
Yeah.
it's so exciting.
I'm really
a lot of
excited.
stuff planned there, so it's great.
But because we're short on time, I'm going to stop my weekly wrap there. I could honestly go on for ages. Oh, by the way, in 2 days, we're going to pick up our little puppy dog, Abby. So that's just a little update about that.
Yeah.
Oh, and everyone's been asking when my restock of my activewear is going live. And it should be around the 23rd of May. But I'll give you an exact date when I know. So just that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Should we move on to the topics for today?
Yeah, you can narrate because I'm too excited. I'll just like go on tangents.
I know,
You need to
will.
keep me accountable
will.
on the time.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about cheat meals, cravings, sugar, and alcohol.
And if you guys particularly like one topic that we touch on, because we're just going to touch on everything,
Yeah.
then we can do a dedicated podcast about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason why we're doing this,
It's
Sarah's
because
been
Kurt wanted
having...
to. You wanted to talk about alcohol.
Well, Sarah, it's that time of the month for Sarah. She's been a little bit grumpy.
And I'm so happy because, you know what? It takes someone to lose their period to really
Oh, yeah.
appreciate
Of
getting
course.
their period
No.
back. So by the way, guys, still having my period, super happy. But yeah, there are some negative sides
And
to
what
it.
else has been happening besides the grumpy side of
just
Sarah?
grumpy.
What else has been happening?
You guys, I'm just going to be completely transparent and honest with you. As much as I'm like healthy and fit and I preach, listen to your body, I'm addicted to sugar again. Like, yeah, okay, it's natural sugar, but I'm just going to be a real gal for a second.
So not refined sugar, so not like your lollies that you see in the
I mean
store.
like fruit and nut mix.
Yeah.
Actually, do you know what it's been? It's been so many of my protein balls, but then
Yeah.
also I'll go out and try like random protein balls and like bars and things like that.
Loving
like
Earth chocolate, all
Loving
the
Earth
good
chocolate.
stuff.
I'm just obsessed. And at first I was like, what is going on with me? Like I didn't even want my Nourish bowls or my smoothies. I literally just wanted healthy snacks in quotation bunny ears.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now I realize it's because my period was due but it's kind of still going on. It's getting a little bit better now, but leading up to my period and the first 3 days, you guys, I'm like a sugar factory. I just want dried apricots, dried cherries, fruit and nut mix, chocolate, like...
And then you sit there and eat it, and then you go to me and you're like, why are you not eating anything? Why don't you want any of this?
I
And
know.
I'm like, I don't know. I just don't feel like
I
it.
don't understand. Kurt's not a full-on foodie. Like, if I cook him healthy stuff, he appreciates it,
I love good food.
but you don't crave. I'm a craver. Oh, I'm salivating. Like, my mouth, like, it's actually...
No, I don't crave necessarily like sugars and like just snacks, but like
What do you
good
crave?
good meals. Like I love like
Spaghetti
having
bolognese.
a good meal. Yeah, like. This week I was shooting with Pete Evans some like recipes and that for a particular
I'm like
brand.
the biggest fan of Pete Evans ever.
I was fanboying hard out. He's an absolute legend too. And if you're an American person, check him out. Pete Evans. He lives like paleo.
Yeah,
he kind of
started
lifestyle.
the paleo movement here. where we
He's
are.
on My Kitchen Rules here in Australia. So anyway, shooting him, and I got to eat all his food, and I was frothing so hard. Like, it was the greatest moment of my
But
life.
says his day's better.
Oh yeah, 100%. Your cooking's way better.
As I death stare him down
Yeah, I
the
know.
mic.
Sheesh, man.
See, yeah, Kurt craves... sorry, are we talking about cravings now?
I think cravings and sugar go like
hand in hand.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
mine change. So sometimes I crave savory, sometimes I crave sweet. The difference between us two is that I crave specifics. So I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm craving sweet potato fries with Himalayan salt dipped in guacamole with some tomato on the side. Like, mine are specific down to the T. And the dangerous thing about that is, like, while that's healthy, the dangerous thing about my cravings is I love to cook. So I can easily whip up my exact craving. Whereas Kurt is just a lazy little blob. And he's like, oh, I'm craving a burger, but like, CBF to make it. So he just went, actually,
Uber Eats
you're
is
an
my best
Uber
mate.
Eats whore. You are.
Me and Uber Eats are going to go a long way together. I tell you
You
what.
went all the way with Uber Eats, didn't you?
I love it. And moving on. This now ties into like cheat meals. Yeah. Uber Eats and cheat meal are my best friend.
Me too. I'm
we
loving
love
it.
A good. Anyway, so what do you think? What do you think is your number one tip for if you do have a craving of sugar and you know that you've probably had? I don't want to use the macro.
Word. Oh.
You know,
if you've had heaps of carbs. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just preface first that we don't count macros. We don't count calories. I definitely don't because I'm a snacker.
But we're definitely aware of them.
Exactly. That's the difference. We don't count, but we're aware. So it's like in the morning, if you've had a huge smoothie bowl with lots of fruit and granola, maybe for lunch, you should stick to more of like your healthy fats and your protein because, you know, maybe your blood sugar levels are already high. You've got your carbs for the day. Let's just like take it down a notch and have like some poached eggs and like some vegetables and things like that.
Well, there was a day the other day where I had eaten all meat, and this is the Pete Evans shoot. I'd eaten meat all day, and Sarah was asking, "What do you want for dinner?" I was like, "To be honest, I just need to eat vegetables because
I
I've had
that, and I made us a little
vegan
dinner. You loved it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
See, that's good. That's just being aware of what you've consumed that day and balancing it out, which is actually that I did a lot of that for my cervix. I hardly ate much meat at all.
No, you didn't actually, but we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, cravings, cheat meals. Okay.
The number one tip.
Okay. I would say for me, I don't have cheat meals, and I know this is easier said than done, and I'm trying to apply all of my tips for Jessica. So if you guys didn't listen to our last podcast, we have Jessica and Charlie, and they're like our everyday Joes kind of thing.
Charlie bit me.
Charlie and Jessica.
Jessica.
So while Kurt and I, we find it quite easy to live like a healthy and fit lifestyle because now it's our habit, like it's just our normal life.
And we love good, wholesome food too.
But it's taken us a long time to get there. So
definitely.
When we talk about Jessica, it's like she's just gotten into the health and fitness lifestyle.
Yeah.
So for Jessica, for cheat meals, again, I know it's easier said than done, but I honestly try to think of all of my food not as cheat meals, but just as nourishing my body and fueling my body. I listen to my cravings and I try to treat them because if I don't, I'll end up binging later. And I know that word is like a trigger point to some people, binging. But for me, it's the truth. If I'm craving sweet, or I'm craving, like, let's say something like Skittles. If I'm craving Skittles and I go and get a chicken salad, to me, they are not on the same level. So you want to try to reach the same level. So if you're craving Skittles, find a healthy alternative. Shameless plug, my Frito Nut Mix. But seriously, that's why I made it, because to me, that's candy. Sometimes I'm craving a burger. So I'll go to like somewhere like Grilled.
Yeah.
So Grilled is a local burger place near us and it's like quite healthy burgers.
Yeah.
So you can have a burger. You can have pasta. You can have nearly every single thing that you're craving.
There's a healthy alternative to everything, isn't there?
That's why I wouldn't call it a cheat meal, because then you end up having this unhealthy mindset that you can't eat that and that is bad food. And I think that's just a recipe for disaster. It's like when you say don't press that red button. Yeah. All you want to do is press that button.
I'm the biggest advocate of pressing the button.
Exactly. So if you just fill your diet and fill your day with foods that you love, you physically won't have the room to put in the, quote unquote bad foods. So when I wake up, I don't really like to wait till I'm like starving, because then I'm like, oh, I'm craving a McDonald's hash brown. I would rather wake up, have my smoothie, I'm like nice and full, and then I'll have some nuts to tie me over. It's like I never like to reach that ravenous point, because that's when your body will naturally crave sugar and crave those really intense fatty foods. Yeah. So just find alternatives. I know it's easier said than done.
So I agree with everything Sarah's saying, so I'm going to say a different tip right now. And whenever I get cravings, most of the time they'll be sugar cravings, and they'll be after dinner. Like I crave burgers, I crave pizza, I love all that. Like I do get those cravings mainly, but after dinner is the sugar one.
After dinner for you, you're not necessarily hungry. It's like a habit.
I just want a snack, and I just want something cold, like ice cream. But the best thing that I do is I'll just put together a smoothie with some ice, protein powder, some mixed berries. Sometimes we even do blueberries, like frozen blueberries, and just put almond milk in it, and it tastes like delicious. Or coconut yogurt. What was that thing? You made me one thing once before, and you put protein powder in. It's like this mush.
Was it like a mug cake?
Yeah. You were sort of like that, but you turn it into like sort of like a custardy thing.
Oh, I made him like protein custard. Yeah. So for Kurt, he again was like aware of how much he'd consumed that day, and he was like, oh my gosh, I did a really big gym session. I'm still hungry after dinner. I want something sweet, but I need more protein. I was like, protein custard.
Yeah.
So I think it was like chia seeds, coconut yogurt, some protein powder, honey. I just sort of mixed it up and made it like a gooey, moussey custard, and he loved it.
Yeah, and it's delicious. And it hits the spot, and you're still getting some...
Sorry. Like caramelized bikinis in there to make it crunchy.
Yeah. So you're still getting your protein. You're still getting some good carbohydrate. You're still getting some healthy fat. So it's a nice little
and it hits
meal.
that spot.
It does, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's my tip for
But
cravings.
we do also reward ourselves with food. And we're not saying that you should. It's just like, for me, food is my happy thing. Like, food is that one thing that makes me really, really happy. And it always has. Even when I was a baby, my mum was so embarrassed. I would like run away from her at parties and like sit myself on the party table and just like eat dip with my bare hand. Like she said, I was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
My future child's going to be like that. I know it. So since a young age, I rewarded myself with food. So usually after like a meetup or a big event, I'm like, let's go to dinner.
Yeah.
Dinner on me.
Yeah.
And then I will usually pick something maybe that I wouldn't pick on an everyday basis. So I'm always gluten-free and dairy-free. And I don't usually include grains into my diet, but if I'm like rewarding myself, I'll like take us out to sushi and I'll be like, let's get all the rice. So like that's my balance, I guess. It's like if I feel like I want to have it, I'm like, let's get all the rice. Let's go crazy. But then the next day I'm like, oh, I feel a bit sick. Like I remember why I don't like to have this all the time. So it's fine.
Talking about getting sick.
Yes.
Alcohol.
Oh.
How do you feel after you drink alcohol? Because we both do not drink alcohol anymore.
Oh, I'm a grandma.
We used to. I was a bit more, I was a party boy.
You were.
Yeah.
When we first met, I thought you were just a pure party boy. And I was like, this boy is going to get bored of me real fast because I am grade A grandma.
Yeah. I love that we both don't drink though.
Me too.
And it's just Sunday morning, Saturday morning, you feel great. You get up, you seize the day, and...
Sunday morning's my favourite, and we walk along the beach and we get our coffee.
Yeah,
we hold hands, and we skip. We don't skip. Sometimes.
We love long walks on the beach. No, but honestly, I love not drinking alcohol now, and it's honestly a decision that I've made because of the lifestyle around it. When you drink alcohol, you feel gross the next day, and you eat bad food. It just happens. That's part of it, and you're then depressed.
Like
it takes me so long to recover from it. I honestly feel shocking for the next week.
So do you drink any alcohol now?
No. And the reason why, number one, it is a depressant.
Yeah.
Number two, there's a lot of sugar in most alcoholic beverages.
They're
refined
just empty.
Sugar.
They're empty calories. They do nothing for your body. Like nothing beneficial.
Yeah. So obviously that contributes to gaining weight. The fact that it's a depressant will slow down your everything, basically, central nervous system. And when you're training, you're trying to build up your central nervous system so that you can lift heavier or go longer, so on and so forth. So those are two tips there. Third one would be it dehydrates your body, and you need to be full of water.
And it breaks you out for the girls listening. If you ever wake up with like pimples, that's probably why. So
those are the scientific, in bunny ears,
factuals. Yeah.
Why I don't drink. Mm-hmm. But you can have a great time without having alcohol.
I'm the best time. I'm the party girl.
Exactly.
And I drink water.
Yeah.
Sometimes sparkling water if I'm feeling extra crazy. No, but so I did go through a semi-drinking stage, I guess, when we were fresh 18. So in Australia, you can drink when you're 18. And I drank for a little bit, and it, like, deep down, I knew it wasn't truly me. Like, my sisters don't really drink. My parents don't drink. I don't really come from, like, a drinking family, so I guess it's easier for me then. But also, like, that just was not my vibe, like, going out and partying. I love dancing, don't get me wrong, but
You love a good jam.
Yeah, I like to dance at weddings and, like, in my room with a hairbrush. I don't know, the club scene's really not me. I'm, like, too sheltered for that, and, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just not a bad girl. Like, oh, no, I don't mean it like that. Like, if you club your party, you're totally not a bad girl.
No.
But it's just totally outside my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And when I'm there, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But also, in terms of training, when I went through my previous breakup is when I was kind of at that crossroads. It's like, do I go and like party and be crazy, or do I commit everything to the gym? Like, look, you shouldn't really do either, but that's where my mind was. I tried the partying thing, and I was just going down a bad path where it was like you said, it's a depressant. My skin was breaking out. I wasn't motivated. The next day I felt so sick. I just wanted to like eat chicken nuggets, which I'm gluten intolerant. So,
exactly.
Not a good time.
It's just counterproductive to everything you're trying to do as a fitness person.
So then I went down the other route, and I went totally crazy on the gym.
Yeah.
So I think like if you're a person and you're in a group of girls or a group of friends that like to go out every single weekend and drink, you don't have to deprive yourself of that. If you want to go out and have a wine and everything, totally. But it's also about deciding what your goals are. If your goal is just to have a maintainable, nice, enjoyable, fit life, totally.
Yeah.
Go out to dinner, get a red wine, get a steak. I would say get a red wine out of anything.
Yeah.
Or if your goal is purely fat loss, to get shredded just for a few months just to see if you can do it, then don't do it.
No, 100%.
It's like maybe just don't set yourself a challenge, set yourself a challenge, set yourself a goal and say, I'm not going to drink for 4 months.
Yeah.
Just give it a go. So I think everyone is different. And honestly, I find it really, really easy not to drink because the people closest to me in my life don't drink either.
Yeah.
So when we go out, we go to dinner or we go for a run.
Water.
Yeah, we don't club. It's not my scene at all. I don't really find that fun at all. Even like Kurt and I were talking, if we one day get married, what we would do for our hens party and like our bucks party. And I just wouldn't go out like that. I would be like, let's go to a high tea or like, let's go snowboarding. I'm just not a clubber.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
And I get that Jessica's a clubber, so she can go, but I just wouldn't get like whacker wasted because the next day you're going to want chicken nuggets and the real deal Skittles. You're not going to want to touch Sezzy's fruit and nut mix.
Yeah, I'm not as strict as Sezzy with the whole drinking thing. I'll still have a beer with my mates every now and again, or my dad or something.
But you actually like the taste of beer. I don't like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah, I'll have one or two, and then that's enough for me. I just don't want
except an espresso martini. But I just rather coffee.
Yeah, who doesn't love espresso martini?
Good
Anything to do with coffee. But like Sezzy said, if your main goal is to lose weight, and that's your main goal right now, cut it for a period of time. I've done that, and I've definitely found that it is so much easier to get rid of fat. It's so much easier to lose a bit of weight and to gain muscle. You'll thrive from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're both in agreement with that.
My skin's disgusting when I drink. And then the next day I'm like, why did I do that? And then I just literally sit on the ground in front of my mirror and pop my pimples.
You feel horrible for yourself, don't you?
Yeah, it's the worst. And then my mum's like shame looking me because she doesn't drink. She'll be like, Sarah, what kind of daughter did I raise?
You should never be like that.
No, my mum's like, Sezzy, are you okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's like, you do you. Don't beat yourself up. I know some of my fittest friends drink every weekend. Yeah,
definitely. I think the hardest part about not drinking when you do go out with your friends is peer pressure.
Yeah.
People are going to pressure you, but just do not give in. Yeah. And just be a good time. Be the life of the party still.
Be confident.
Yeah. You don't need it. You honestly don't need it. You can still have a great time.
Yeah. I used to say this to my little sister, my saying, act confident and no one will question you.
Yeah.
That became really important when she was in year 12. So she was kind of at a stage as well where a lot of her friends were drinking, and sometimes she would drink, but she didn't want to drink all of the time. No. So I would say, Tarls, act confident and just be strong with your decision. You don't have to judge others. You don't have to explain yourself ever. You can just go, no, I'm okay, thank you, and have the best night ever. If someone goes, what's the point of being so healthy and fit? You're obsessed with the gym. Just have a beer. Say, oh no, it's not about that. I just don't want a beer. Like, is that okay with you? Yeah. Flip the table and say, like, are you having an issue because you're judging me? Like, what's wrong with you in your life if you feel like it's okay to judge me? It's like you do you.
Over a beverage.
Yeah, just chill.
Whatever. Yeah.
Why aren't you having soda water? Let's flip the tables. Have something against water, dude.
Good old H2O.
I feel like we could talk about this for a really long time and like go into our actual experiences because believe me, Kurt was a naughty boy. I feel like we need to talk about your naughty stage.
Really?
It could tarnish you.
Oh, no, I don't want to talk about naughty times. naughty times get out of hand. No.
Don't tell me that. Then I feel like I don't know you.
I'm joking. No. Yeah, like you do it. Everyone does it. Yeah, everyone has a drink.
But that's good though, because like Kurt went through that stage and you still have abs. So, you know, it's possible, guys.
Wait, well, I cut alcohol to get to that period. So there's a difference. So if you're actually trying to lose weight.
When you were in your crazy party boy drinking stage, did you have like, were you a rig?
Yes. Oh, without sounding really arrogant.
Yes, I was really hot.
Well, when we first met, I was still in a bit of a party boy stage.
Don't tell me that.
I had started to stop because I wanted to change my whole life.
And then you met me and you were like,
my angel, right?
Oh,
yeah.
stop.
Yeah, you smell. But in saying that, to get to that point, I did have to cut out alcohol for a period of time. Maintaining body weight is easy. Losing body weight
for Kurt, guys, this is for Kurt.
Is a struggle. So you do need to make some sacrifice if you want to get to a peak position that you want to be.
I agree.
You'd be happy at.
And the thing is, when I reached my peak, it was not maintainable. I'm telling you guys, we can totally do a podcast where I tell you exactly what I did to get crazy shredded. Like I had veins in my tummy.
Yeah.
And sometimes I will go, oh, Kurt, I don't look like that anymore. And he's the first person to bring me back down to earth and say, as if you could live that life now and be happy. Like I was alone. I had no boyfriend. I pretty much shunned all my friends. My best friend was the gym. So it's like...
You become obsessed when you're in it. Like we're both in that same mindset. We're both unhappy, both alone, both gone through a long breakups, each of us. Yeah. And Jim was our best friend. And that was our release. And that's where you felt good, and you could see as you
and you could forget about all your worries.
Yeah, you see results, and you start seeing these results, and the results become addictive. Yeah. And that's how you get there eventually.
But nowadays we're much more balanced.
Well, I find better motivation through other things now. You know, it's just being the best version of myself.
Yeah. But like we said, we could totally talk about all of these topics
forever.
In a particular, in like a dedicated potty. But like honestly, guys, it is 1:08 p.m. in the daytime.
Right, before we wrap it up.
Wait, I'm not wrapping up. I'm just
good.
updating them.
Sorry.
And guys, at 1:20, so in like 10 minutes, a car is coming to pick us up to drop us to Kurt's new car.
Excited
for us to go down the coast for this Mazda event. And like, we haven't fully, like, I'm pretty much packed, but I think I want to vlog, so all my vlogging stuff is just everywhere.
We're a mess.
I know, but I'm glad we at least got a podcast in, because people are like, where is the new podcast? I'm like,
now I'll probably be editing it tonight when we should be enjoying the experience.
No, don't. We'll just get it up a little bit later.
I'm going to tell a little funny story from the week.
What?
We've had a lot of lows. We've been a lot of sad times, but just due to stress.
We've actually had a lot of tension this week.
But says he's every time I go to cuddle Sarah, her first thing she says now, put your hands on my butt, lift me up by my butt. What the heck, man? Can you explain what is... And then when I lift her up by her butt cheeks, and she giggles like a little baby. Like, what is wrong with you?
I have no idea.
I told you I would talk about this on the podcast. I was like, you are messed up, mate.
I don't know. Okay, it's like, you know when you're a little kid and your dad pretends to pick you up from your ears?
Yeah.
It's like that. I have a really big booty, guys. Like, it's just like...
Yeah, great asset.
Thank you. I just I work out booty a lot, and it's like it's probably my best asset. So lots of the time Kurt will come and hug me and like pat me on the butt or something. And one time he pretended to pick me up with my butt, and I was like, see if you can do it.
So I'll cut my hands like C's.
We'll post a photo on Instagram,
and I hook underneath both butt cheeks and just hoik up from there. So I'm 6 foot tall, and Sarah, how tall are you? You're
160 centimeters, whatever that is.
So I'm 183 and you're 100. So you're way shorter than me. So I lift her up way off the ground by her butt cheeks,
freeing.
And she just puts her hands out like she's on the Titanic or something. It's just like starts giggling to herself.
Guys, I wish I could explain myself, but I can't. I just feel like it's freeing, and I feel like I have a big booty, and all my squats are going to good use because I can be picked up from the tushy.
The only song that comes in my head is, did you ever know that you're my hero?
Right, we'll upload like a slow-mo video.
Oh yeah, we have to do some sort of montage with that.
Kurt, we have 5 minutes till the big man's here to pick us up. No.
Oh.
Are you joking?
What?
the gals and the boys, they got their book out, ready to write down our code, and you have nothing to follow them.
I forgot about the code.
Okay, guys, I'm going to do code number 1 under the health category. Okay, so turn to a new page, make a little bubble writing of the word health. Number 1. Code. Are you ready? It's short and sweet. When in doubt, eat real food. That's it.
Ooh.
Because I'm definitely going to do a dedicated podcast on this, because it's like all about diet, and if you're trying to change your life and change your body, people get really overwhelmed and confused with like a menu and meal prepping. Like, what do I eat? Should I go and get
macros and paleo, and do I become a vegan?
Raw vegan, vegan.
There's so many different
it's
ways
like, what the heck?
Go. Yeah.
At the end of the day, just like take a big breath in.
Yeah.
Exhale and eat the real food. So even on the menu,
love that.
Just like pick something that's like, if you're craving fish, pick the barramundi, avocado, tomato. If you're at home, you're craving something sweet and you're on a quote unquote diet, grab a banana.
Yeah.
Grab an apple, have
fruit.
some nuts and some fruit. Just eat real food. And for me, that has completely changed my body.
Yeah.
I swear by it. Like, I went through the whole no carbs, low calorie shredding diet, and I promise you my body
food
is
gets
10
boring when
times
you do that, though.
well, my body is 10 times better now, and I just eat real food.
Yeah.
And it's so much more satisfying.
Yeah.
And not even mentioning like how simple it is and how much more affordable it is, but the micronutrients in actual real food is 10 times more beneficial than a generic protein bar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I will do a dedicated podcast on it if you guys want to hear it, but at the end of the day, eat real food. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Love it. Mine's very similar to that, and it's to do with cravings. So under health again, find a healthy alternative to those cravings. So if it is pizza or a pasta dish, there's plenty of alternatives out there.
Black bean spaghetti.
You can find so many different recipes. Type in paleo recipe for pizza, and you'll find hundreds of different ways that you can make pizza with cauliflower.
Or watch my day in the lives. Watch my full day of evenings.
Pretty much you just make paleo food all the time. It's great. I love it. But you can eat
I make
these
us pasta all the time.
Yeah.
Paleo pasta.
Yeah, buckwheat pasta. I love buckwheat pasta. But you can make these like cheat meals healthy. You can make them healthy.
100%.
So
like ice cream, banana ice cream.
Yeah. Sarah loves
banana ice cream.
She loves getting inventive with food. I love it. It's so good.
What did I make you the other day? Oh my gosh, I made you pasta, and you were like, it tastes like cheesy macaroni, and it was like nutritional yeast and tahini and stuff.
That's
like,
right. That was
I
so
was
yummy.
craving cheese, so I was like, where's my yeast at?
And I get
Where's my tahini? Where's my salt? I'm gonna get creative in the kitchen.
I love it.
Thanks.
All right, guys. I think we have to wrap it up here.
Sorry.
I know.
We gotta go.
I wish we could talk longer. We could probably talk on these topics for so long, really.
100.
But thank you so much for tuning in once again to the Health Code. Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, the.healthcode. I'm KJ Tills. I'm not going to spell it out because you know how to spell it by now.
Good boy.
YouTube and Instagram. Follow me there.
Good. I am Sarah's Day, Sarah's_day, or just Sarah's Day on YouTube, or www.sarahsday.com. And also, don't forget, my ebook is going live on the 12th of May, but we will do probably one more podcast until then, so I'll remind you then.
Go check it out because I've done all the photos for it. Tell me what you think of all the photos. That's all I care about.
They look really good. They look really good. All right, guys. We got to go because I think our car is out the front.
Alrighty.
See ya.
See you later, guys. Bye.
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 I always have to have the last say. Shut up.
Annoying.